Keep fighting. Keep pushing. Keep going. Trust the guy next to you. The story for this team has still yet to be written. For 60 minutes, as hard as we can go. Who controls how hard we play? We do. That's it. Line on 3. 1, 2, 3. It's us against everybody else. That's it. And that's the mentality we all have to have.
On the field, Tate. Touchdown. Tatum.
You win yours versus me and mine all day long, man. 60 minutes, 4 quarters.
So Hal versus the world right here now. Us against everybody. What else do you want? Like, what more do you want than this right here? Let's do this.
Oh, welcome back to the Ohio State of Mind podcast. As always, I'm Chris. To my left, my hetero life mate, Josh. Josh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Crazy Kwanzaa, and a tip-top head. Whatever you celebrate, my friend. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. A very adventurous.
A solemn and dignified Ramadan.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Pretty good, man. Crazy news week, right? Ryan Day is officially going to be the offensive coordinator moving forward. Michigan got their new head coach. You missed the show where Donovan and I dove into the attempted murder suicide up north. All that business,
right.
All that wackiness.
Right.
The Big Ten is 5-0 in bowl games already. So yeah, man, super interesting. I lost some money on some of those, but
I'm sure you did.
That bowl week's been interesting, dude. So yeah, super interesting. A lot of stuff to cover.
A lot of stuff to cover. Hey, Will jumps in. Hey guys, hope you had a great Christmas. I had a phenomenal Christmas, Will. I hope you did too. Will, if you happen to get any Ohio State Christmas themed gifts, let us know about it in the chat. Each and everybody in the chat, let us know if you got anything Ohio State this Christmas. You brought it up, Josh, right off the rip. We've got 8 Big Ten bowl games in the next 3 days. So we are, I know I am absolutely pumped. I have the rest of the week off and I'm not doing a thing besides going to the grocery store, I think, my friend. I don't think I'm doing nothing. I'm trying not to leave the house.
Nice.
You brought it up. Oh, speaking of, let me show it off for a minute. Ohio State Christmas gifts. Father-in-law hooked it up. Travion, nice little Travion helmet. Last year he got me let me see if I get my thumb there. A little CJ Stroud mini.
Yeah, dude.
I got the Travion.
That Travion is sick, bro.
Oh, I'm telling you.
That is sick. Full size too, bro.
Hell yeah. And un-Buckeye related, I've been waiting 20 years for this gift. The complete set of Tales from the Crypt. The complete set of Tales from the Crypt. 20 years been waiting on this. Didn't know it existed.
Love it, bro.
You hit it right off the bat. I don't know if this was discussed. I know we had a week off for the holiday. It's been announced Ryan Day is taking over the play calling duties for the Buckeyes for the rest of this playoff run. What are your initial thoughts before we start thinking about what this team might look like?
I think it's pretty clear that Harline's been distracted. He took a week off. He wasn't even at practice a whole week. The Indiana game, the play calling against Indiana was sketchy. Yeah. We know Ryan Day is a great play caller. It's a lot. It can be a lot, but also Matt Patricia's proven to pretty much have the defense under control. So maybe he can handle it this year. Or just get us to the finish line. I don't know. It's a big task. It's a tall task. The last head coach to win a national championship who called offensive plays was Jimbo Fisher at Florida State. So it's not an easy thing to do. But I don't really think he had a choice. So I don't expect the offense to change very much. If anything, maybe it'll be more efficient. So, I guess there's a positive in that. There's a silver lining, but it's a tough task. It's definitely going to be a tough task.
Do you see possibly, hey, unlike last season's playoff run, we didn't have can't say that we had all the confidence in the world in Jim Knowles and that defense, but we know, like you said, Matt Patricia's got this defense locked down. Ryan Day, he's going to worry about, managing the game, and he's going to call the offensive plays. Do you think we see Brian Hartline down on the sidelines for the first time this season?
I don't think so. I think you're still going to utilize him. I think he's still going to have a say. I just don't think he's going to be running the show. I think Hartline was running the show.
Okay. I like that.
I think he was running the show more than we kind of anticipated too his first year as OC. So I wouldn't take him out of there. I mean, I would hope that he would still have. I think that the hardest part about being a head coach and the OC is that you have to worry about, the clock, the timing, the tempo.
Yeah.
When you're the OC, you're working on your side of the ball. That stuff's not really your fucking problem. So hopefully Hartline. I would hope that a conversation took place where, like, hey, this is your expectation. He's still going to have a role, but it's not going to be calling plays.
No, I agree, and not to get off topic. Obviously Hartline took a little bit of time off. He went down to USF as well. Do you think Brian Hartline anticipating the phenomenal quarterback that USF has in Byron Brown entering the transfer portal when he took this job?
Dude, Byron Brown, I was surprised he didn't enter the transfer portal last year.
Yeah.
Right, that kid was a stud last year. If you remember, that was one of the guys I was kind of wanting Ohio State to go out and grab. He had to have expected that. I'm sure he's going to do what he can to keep him, but he had to have expected that. I would be shocked if Brown doesn't follow Golesh to where the fuck did he go again? Auburn?
Yeah. Yep.
That's where I would guess he was probably going to go.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That absolutely makes sense to me. Will chimes in. Are we surprised the new offensive coordinator hasn't been named? Well, again, we're gonna not. I wouldn't say that. Let's handle the business at hand now. Coming out and saying Ryan Day's going to call the plays throughout the playoff run, however short or long that is. Hopefully longer than it is short. No, I don't think so. We're worried about this season, and we have the potential to play 3 more games. So.
Yeah, I think that it's Ohio State, right? Ryan Day gets who Ryan Day wants for the most part. I mean, there's some exceptions, right? So if you're not worried about finding an OC because you can find one in the off season, right? You can go find someone to get named out of retirement. You can go. Maybe he's contacted Chip Kelly already. I don't fucking know. Chip Kelly doesn't have a job. You know what I mean? Like there's options out there. There's people that you can go snag and destroy what they got going on. I'm not too concerned with it, and apparently Ryan Day isn't either.
No, and you said yourself, you and Donovan might have touched on Michigan having their new head coach. Get just the broad strokes of your thoughts on that.
So we Donovan and I talked about Sharon Moore getting canned.
Right.
We did not talk about Kyle Whittingham got hired. I'm a little bit. We're gonna have to dedicate a whole podcast to the Kyle Whittingham. Maybe not a whole podcast, but we're definitely gonna need more time because it's social media is up in arms about how great of a hire this is.
Right.
Kyle Whittingham is a good coach. He's a very good coach. But this is not a good hire. This is only a good hire because the whole entire university is in shambles. It's only a good hire because someone was dumb enough to take that job, and it just so happened to be a guy that's close to retirement that thought, what the fuck? That's what this is. Whittingham got pushed out of Utah because he disagrees with the route that they're taking financially with private equity and boosters, which is fair. I don't know. I'm not a part. That might be fair. That might be the right stance. Might be the correct stance. I don't know, right? But they kind of pushed him out, and Michigan was desperate enough to not try. They are not in a place. If it were me, I would have tried to grab some kind of newcomer, some kind of hot shot. They're not in a place to do that right now. They're just not. The athletic director might not be there next fucking month. The athletic director is not the one who hired him. some kind of firm that was hired, some third-party firm was the one that hired him, right?
Yeah.
No one, dude. You have a head coach who he's in jail for murder-suicide. You have an officer coordinator who just went to court for voyeurism or stealing photos from college chicks.
Yeah.
You have, that's not even including the GA that was fired 2 years ago for trying to bang minors. You have a basketball coach who's punching fans. You have a wrestling coach who's lying about COVID, which it's not whenever we bring up whenever COVID gets brought up, I don't want. It's not political. It's just he lied about it. He lied. They lied about it. The university lied about it, right? The whole thing is in shambles. It just is. And you got Harbaugh and Connor Stallions, and it's just who's going to take that fucking job? Who's going to fucking take that fucking? It's a weird position. So it's a good hire in the sense that they're very lucky that they got someone who has a good resume, who's experienced, that's clean cut. But I'm not scared of him. I've seen a lot of people be like, "Oh man, he's going to have Michigan." He is not going to have Michigan in the national. This is the same. I put this in the same tier as Pat Fitzgerald to Michigan State, where it's like, yeah, that guy is going to steady the ship. He's going to steer the car in the right direction. But he's not.
I like that.
It's not a David Goliath situation. Like Bob Chesney at UCLA, that might be a David Goliath situation because he's that good of a coach, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's not what we're seeing with Whittingham, which is fine. They weren't going to get that. But I'm also getting kind of sick of the Michigan fans acting like, oh, Whittingham's the shit. First of all, there's some fucking duds. There's some fucking dud seasons. And he took over a program that was fucking riding high. He took over the year after Alex Smith and beating Auburn and the Sugar Bowl and all that shit from Urban 20 years ago. And he didn't fuck it up. Credit to him for that. But I'm not going to sit here and suck his dick. I don't know what we're doing, dude.
Will chimes in. I do believe Kyle being hired is the safest hire to help stabilize the situation. Yeah, again, it's a let's sail on smooth waters and let's sit here and say that we righted the ship and we can stabilize without question. Are you more surprised? Go ahead.
At this point, they just need someone who's proven to not be a piece of shit. Right?
Yep.
Kyle Whittingham follows 5 women on all the social media accounts, and 3 of them share his last name. Right? Isn't that the deal? So it's like that's that. At this point, that's what you're looking for, and who can win? He's not. They're not going to miss a bowl game. They're not. Right? They just the whole situation is just fucking hilarious.
Now, last bit that we're going to. Are you as surprised as I am that Ward Manuel still has a job?
I don't know. He has to know where the bodies are buried. So the athletic director jobs, those are kind of like, I'm not intelligent enough to know all the ins and outs. Like it's really easy to look at a guy like Gene Smith and be like, well, he fucked up, or he did a great job because he hired Urban Meyer, right? Or he hired Ryan Day. But it's also like, okay, well, you also fucked up that undefeated season because you were too ignorant to take that fucking bowl when they tried to take that Gator Bowl away or whatever it was, right?
Right.
He also watered down the athletic department to where now we're fucking giving pistol and bowling and fucking synchronized swimming scholarships that other schools don't have. So it's kind of watered down the money that we had to give towards, football and basketball, which might be, it depends on where you are, right? Maybe that's a pro for some people. Maybe people like that. The fact that it is the largest athletic department in the country. Maybe that's a pro for you. But the argument is that the Woody Hayes practice facility is utter garbage. The Woody Hayes athletic facility, football practice facility, is one of the worst in the Big Ten. It is. And Gene is to blame for that because there's not enough money there for them to fix it, to solve that problem. They just keep fucking putting Band-Aids on there. But does that mean he was a bad athletic director? I don't know. Because I don't know. It's what, you know what I mean? It's the
ins and outs. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just so much more to it than just hiring and firing dudes. And, I'm football centric. That's what I care about. Well, if you don't care about that, right? If you care about the whole picture and you care about synchronized swimming, maybe he's fucking great. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? So and there's a lot of politicking and shit and who licks whose asshole and who knows where the bodies are buried. So I don't know what Ward Manuel's deal is. I'm shocked because it does feel like every fucking sport has some kind of egg on their face. Yeah. It's not just football. So that part's shocking. But again, I don't know. I mean, they have a national championship under him. he did bring Harbaugh. I don't know. I don't know how much credit he gets for that shit. Does that make sense?
No, it makes
There's
it
just
makes
a
all
lot
the
of
sense in the world.
yeah. There's just a lot of stuff we don't know about that whole issue.
Did Miami even leave Texas?
Dude, that's a good. Yeah, they had to have, right? You fucking stay for 2 weeks.
That is a while, huh?
They had to have gone home.
That would be the play though. If they've been there for a week, now they're residents, so now they're gonna walk into the stadium there, into Jerry World with 10 gallon hats on and shit.
Just so you know, Chris, before the show gets super deep, Ryan and I used to work at Nationwide together. Ryan is a huge Miami fan, and he loves talking shit about Big Ten. So just be on the lookout for that. Some of these comments are
so. Lovely. We're gonna get there, but we're gonna cover these Big Ten games as you see them on your TV starting tomorrow. Go ahead.
Ryan being a dick kind of brought it up. Did you see we got a wonderful Michigan fan that joined the chat last week? He left a wonderful comment on the YouTube channel about how we were unbiased, super professional and all that. So we love that. We love when Michigan fans come in here. We had a couple of that. Yeah, dude, I love that. I love that shit. So hopefully he comes back
and interact with us as much as you can. We'll sit here and throw it back, or we'll sit here and take it with a grain of salt, and you'll get our perspective. Tomorrow, we've got the Music City Bowl. Last thing before we get off topic again for a 17th time. Bowl games. Obviously, we saw, Snoop Dogg's got a bowl. I think we talk about this every year. We talk about the Big Boy Mowers Bowl with the cooler filled with like grass clippings. I know you watched the Pop-Tart Bowl. That's a sacred vow in our house to watch the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Oh yeah, great bowl.
What's the craziest one for you? I think the one that was wild. What was the one that's like some kind of fucking redneck energy drink that Gronk sponsors?
Oh yeah, dude.
What is that bowl game?
That's the LA Bowl. That's done. This is the last iteration of that.
Is that what it is? Okay.
It was like the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl for like 3 years, and then it was like the Gronk LA Bowl. It just
like I don't think Gronk the bucked up energy drink bowl or some shit like that.
yeah. It's like Full Throttle, I think is the name.
Yeah. Of the I remember that. Save the clip of Josh going off. It's my ringtone now. Look at you, dude.
There you go. Dude, did you watch the Xbox Bowl?
I did. I saw Master Chief and the Warthog and all that.
Dude,
yeah.
The Office of MVP got like an achievement plaque.
Dude, that's all time. That's all time.
It's pretty cool, dude.
That is all timer.
Cool. Yeah.
We've got the Music City Bowl.
Yes,
The Music City Bowl. We've got Tennessee coming in at 8-4 versus Illinois 8-4. This is on ESPN. Tennessee is favored by 6.5 points. I'm interested to watch this one. I think you're going to see an Illinois team that knows that this season didn't go according to plan. I know you're going to see a lot of hungry seniors, a lot of players that could be, especially on the defensive side of the ball there, be drafted relatively early, maybe end of day one, obviously day two for Illinois. But I don't foresee any of these guys sitting out. I think this is a team, and Brett Bielema, coach team, that these guys are all going to play in this game tomorrow.
Yeah, man. I think it's so hard to tell, dude, because you turn them on and there'll be like a random guy sitting out here and there. The spread's 3.5. Tennessee's favored.
Okay, it's went down.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I guess it has gone down. Yeah, because you got 6.5 there. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that someone from Tennessee is sitting out. You would think I kind of lean to Tennessee here just because of the speed. I think that Illinois kind of checked out. They've looked like shit. Like they've looked like shit. Let's be honest. Where it was almost like they knew what they were capable of. Last year they kind of crescendoed at the end of the year.
Yeah,
and they really took great pride in the bowl game to kind of have the momentum. Going towards the next year.
It was a great bowl game. It was a great bowl game
against South Carolina. I don't think that happens this year. I think that they're kind of checked out. So I'd be surprised if Tennessee doesn't take them behind the woodshed. But I don't know. I with these bowl games, I've been betting a lot on the day of, kind of just making sure I check the injury report and stuff. I pulled the Uno reverse card last week on the podcast. I picked Oklahoma, and the day of the game, I put money on Alabama. So that's kind of where my bowl season's been going. But that's kind of where I lean in Tennessee for now.
I feel that one. I feel that I can see it. The fact we were at 6.5, and in a matter of a couple hours, it's gone down to 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with Big Ten and some pride in a lot of these seniors, because they do have a team full of a lot of seniors on this Illinois team. I like to see the Big Ten go 6-0 to start off tomorrow. I'm going to take Illinois on this one. Just after that, we've got the start of the Alamo Bowl. USC 9-3 taking on TCU Horned Frogs. They're 8-4. This one is, as me pulling it, was UFC favored by 5.5. I don't know if that's still the same.
It's gone up to 6.5. Dude, either way, though, I am going to pound USC on this, bro. I think that USC is just far more talented. TCU's, USC's got their quarterback coming back. He re-signed. I love those tweets now. College football has changed. It's fucking dumpster fire. But to Lincoln Riley, I think he wants this game because he knows he's on the hot seat, so he wants this momentum. TCU's in a little bit of a flex right now, where a lot of people the rumors are circulating that Josh Hoover, their quarterback, is going to be entering the transfer portal. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
I heard that. Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. I don't think that USC is a landing spot. TCU is not. So I would anticipate somebody not showing up to TCU that you thought would.
No, I can see that wholeheartedly. Will chimes in. I think Penn State winning was the biggest surprise so far. Penn State, that was what a absolutely chilling game that had to have been. I was just watching that game, and I was like, God damn, it's cold.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about that for a second. I had money on Clemson on that game. That was a game where I was talking to a buddy before it started. I said it was a fucking slam dunk. And there's not many slam dunks I've had this bowl season. Apparently that wasn't one of them. But Dabo talked so much shit about how there's only been this is the first time Clemson's won 9 games in a row, or 5, had 9 win seasons, 5 seasons, or some fucking bullshit stat, which is true. But he was talking it up like it was super fucking important. Cade Klubnik played. They only had Antonio Williams, a receiver, sit out, and most of those guys played. I mean, Penn State, they're a shell of what they are. First of all, they have none of the coaches, right?
Yep.
Katron Allen sat out. I think Nick Singleton sat out. Drew Aller, obviously, he's been hurt. And they just fucking smushed him. Didn't matter.
Yeah, they did. And, I couldn't be happier for interim head coach Terry Smith, too. Obviously, you're bringing in new coach out of Iowa State. Terry Smith gets to sign a 4-year extension. He's going to stay with the team. Couldn't be happier for him.
That's good. That's good.
It's definitely the feel-good story of the Penn State's year. Back to TCU. It's Lincoln Riley and the Trojans in this one, without a question. I think I'm probably going to lean towards a no that Mekhi Lemon plays this game.
Yeah, I think he already announced he's sitting out.
Is he? Okay.
I thought I saw that.
No problem. I'm still taking USC, and I'll take USC to cover in this one.
Yeah.
Without question. Moving on to the next day. First game that we've got on Wednesday, New Year's Eve, the big day. We've got the ReliaQuest Bowl. We've got the Iowa Hawkeyes, 8-4, taking on Vanderbilt, that are 10-2. You've got Diego Pavia, and they're going to pan to his mom no less than fucking 40 times in the stands. I don't know where this game is being played, or I would give you an update on what she's probably wearing. I don't know. Vanderbilt was a favorite by 4 when I pulled this. What are they now? You assume it goes up a bit, yeah?
5.5. Dude, I don't know where to go here.
This is a tough one for me.
I think I lean Vanderbilt just because Pavia is going to be pissed off, and there should be enough juice there. But I don't know, because Iowa likes these bowl games. They play tough in these bowl games, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and Vanderbilt might be pissed off that they're not in the playoffs, so they might play like shit. It's hard to get in their head. I don't know where to go with here, man. I guess I lean Vanderbilt.
I'm going to lead Vanderbilt, and you're absolutely right. Iowa does play tough as nails in these bowl games, and that defense they've been tough as nails all season, and it's hard to look at an 8-win Iowa team and say that it's disappointing for them, but they've played some good football. They've played some damn good football all year, and does Pavia come out with a chip on his shoulder? Does he pull everything down, run it himself. It's kind of that thing. Also, you've got that phenomenal. Does Iowa have the abilities to keep someone spying Poppy the entire time, as well as keep Eli Stovers, the stud tight end, covered the entire game as well? I don't know. That's my reason for taking Iowa in this one. Ryan chimes in, Iowa unlocks superpowers at 7-5 or 8-4. I like that. It's like their Infinity Gauntlet. That's a good
Dude,
one.
They're a weird team. They prioritize games like this. They're dirty. They're tough. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
No, without question. Will chimes in. Iowa plays well against SEC teams. Didn't Missouri get smacked?
Yeah, Missouri got fucking smacked, dude. I had money on
did.
Missouri. They're playing Virginia. Here's the deal about Missouri too, and this goes. Ryan and I actually text a lot about this, right? Because the common theme is Ohio State and India haven't played anybody. Missouri won 8 fucking games, 0 against teams with a winning record.
Valid. Very valid.
It's fucking wild. That's fucking. It's the scheduling imbalance in college football is fucking wild right now. It needs to be nailed down.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. Following the ReliaQuest Bowl, we've got the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. We've got the University of Michigan Wolverines taking on the Texas Longhorns. This is going to be at 3 on ABC. Biff Poggi, my friend. Does Biff Poggi push the needle one way to the other for you on this one?
Dude, it does, because I do think that
not your needle, but the needle.
Dude, I think it does, because it does provide some stability. Fuck, dude, Michigan looked their best when Poggi was calling plays, bro. When Poggi was on the sidelines, it's gone up to 7 points. 7 points is a lot of points, bro. That's
Will, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Same thing with A&M. They sure shit didn't beat anybody worth a damn either. Does Underwood play in this game?
Yeah. Did you see the romantic photo of him and Arch on the fun? Which can we talk about that too? You fly all the way down to Orlando and they got a fun spot.
Yeah, were they like on like a Ferris wheel together?
Yeah, they were on a shitty roller coaster. Dude, you're surrounded by Universal, Disney World, SeaWorld, and you go to fucking Fun Spot? Bro, Fun Spot is like the Ohio State Fair. It's like
for those of you in the chat that know, Josh is a theme park connoisseur, if you would.
Dude, I wish. I do love me some roller coasters, bro.
That is it. Underwood plays this game. Arch plays this game. This is the second best game of the day. It's going to be on ABC. Ever had Cheez-It pizza? You know what, Hayden? I did. I assume you're referring to that one. I think was it Little Caesars that had it?
No, dude, it's the frozen pizza. There's a frozen Cheez-It pizza, bro.
Yeah, no, I haven't had that. I haven't had that.
That's what Ryan's fucking messaging us from multiple fucking platforms.
I haven't had it. Sharon using Cheez-Its for currency here soon. Damn, Hayden. All right. I like that. Who you got? One last thing. I thought it was a Little Caesars pizza. I thought they did. Maybe it was a Pizza Hut. I think it was a Pizza Hut thing, but I believe in this
I know what you're talking
day
about.
This day and age that we live in, there is a fucking Cheez-It frozen pizza. But
there is.
I was doing my morning doom scrolling. It was like a video of this woman, and she's like, "Oh, I love my boyfriend. He ordered pizza to surprise me and didn't tell me, and then we got it on, and as soon as we were finished, the doorbell rang and the pizza was here. So thoughtful." And then it cuts to the pizza and it's fucking Little Caesars. I'm like, you had Little Caesars delivered, and you're saying this man's fucking a god? What is wrong with you? The day I have Little Caesars delivered to my house, it's it. Just end me. I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Listen, bro.
Go ahead.
There's a level of stoned where you have to
okay. I got
choice.
You. But I have to have pizza.
But the problem is, once you hit that level where you have to get Little Caesars delivered, you're so stoned you forget you have it delivered, and they don't have delivery drivers. It's fucking DoorDash or whatever.
Right.
So then you're just going, "Who's that?"
You just get real paranoid.
Oh, thank God it's my pizza.
I don't even see a Little Caesar guy. That guy on his car. Oh, it's a Uber. It's a DoorDash guy. Don't trash peas from C's. Oh, The flu almost got me, but I'm back from the dead. Hell yeah, Aaron. I appreciate it. I'm glad to see you, bud. Is it the Cheez-It crust or the toppings? What I had was like a pizza and like a Cheez-It like calzone kind of thing.
Yep,
It tastes
that
like
was
shit,
pizza.
but it was all right.
Pizza. That was
Yeah.
pizza.
That's what I had. All right, instead of pizza and whatever love connection Arch and Bryce are having, who you taking in this one?
I guess I'll go with Michigan. It's just a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
What is it now? I had it at 4.5 for Texas.
7.
It has increased.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know that as well. I know that there is a plethora of Longhorn running backs who have announced that they're going to enter the transfer portal. Do we have any idea of what this Texas team looks like right now? We know that they have 1 million All-Americans on that defensive side of the ball starting in the preseason. Do we know anything about that?
I don't know. I know that Michigan, the only notable name that has entered the portal for Michigan is their backup quarterback. So
that's right.
I think that would benefit Michigan more because I feel like more of their roster is going to be intact. More of their roster is young. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'll let you know that Quintravious Wisner, their running back, he is opting out. CJ Baxter has opted out. DeAndre Moore, Anthony Hill Jr. has opted out for the draft. Michael Taffy has opted out because of the draft. Malik Muhammad, the All-American, has opted out for the draft. Jalen Glebo, he has opted out. Defensive end, Trey Moore for the NFL draft, opted out. Ethan Burke has opted out. For the Michigan side, Derek Moore, the defensive end, has opted out for the draft, as well as Barham, the linebacker. We all remember him. He has opted out for the draft. And
he also hasn't played in like 3 weeks, right?
That is as well, yes.
Yeah.
So you've got a considerable amount of players on the Texas side and a few key pieces of that defense that are sitting out as well. Give me Texas in this one because Arch Manning has said he's coming back next season, like we were fucking surprised or something.
Right.
Like
where else is he going to go?
Exactly. But give me Texas in this one. I think more this team is going to be catered to throwing the ball anyway. And yes, Michigan, their offense isn't going to surprise anything that the Texas backups haven't seen, to be honest with you. I don't think. So give me Texas in this one. And last game before the big game tomorrow, we do have Nebraska 7-5 in the Las Vegas Bowl versus the Utah Utes without Kyle Whittingham. That game is Utah was favored by 13.5 when I pulled this. I don't know where they're at now.
It's at 14, so not a lot of change. I'm going to take Nebraska, not because I think Nebraska's better, but because Nebraska's got their head coach. Right? It comes down to that. It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points to not have a fucking coach. Right?
I can see that. I want Hayden chimes in, Mormons don't gamble. This is clearly the Cornhuskers. I'm going to take them because as well, we saw towards the end of Nebraska's season, we saw that this team and without Dylan Raiola, this offensive coordinator have played to their strengths and the way that he likes to call his plays. Matt Rule, again, he said, hey, I'm coming back. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be or what we're going to do in the transfer portal. But with a disappointing season, they've got a higher upside than Utah does currently. So give me Nebraska in this one.
Sure. That's fair.
Love it. And the big one, the one we're all here to talk about, Wednesday night, New Year's Eve, 7:30, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN fucking Deportes, whatever the Pat McAfee cast is on, all of it. You're going to have the Ohio State Buckeyes 12-1 versus the Miami Hurricanes 11-2. The Buckeyes coming off of a disappointing defeat in the Big Ten Championship. You've got Miami, who snuck their way in, and they're looking to some kind of vengeance from a game that happened 20 years ago. I'm going to just leave that alone. It's in Texas. At least we don't have to play Texas Tech or Texas A&M in Texas.
Yeah.
We don't know if Miami went home or not, but
Ohio State really lucked out with that because I do think that the Texas A&M
there it is. There it is. It was defensive holding. The ref just got the call wrong. Sorry.
I've heard so many fucking people, Miami fans, bitching about that. Like, oh, it's vengeance, dude. These players weren't even fucking born when that fucking thing happened. When that fucking game happened. But I tell you what, they were born for. They were born for that ass whooping that happened in 2010 with Ja'Cory Harris. Which I said I had to forfeit that, but to the tattoo gate. But yeah, man, Ohio State lucked out. I think that. Of course, I say that, but I don't. Will talked about it earlier. On reflecting on Texas A&M and their schedule, who the fuck did they beat? Was Texas A&M good? Was Texas A&M ever good? I think that they were. I'm not going to talk shit about Texas A&M. I think that they were good. Here's the deal with what Miami is going to do is they're going to try to make Ohio State one-dimensional. They're going to try to make Ohio State throw the ball, take away the run game, freak out Julian Saint. We've seen Julian Saint have some rough spots, right? He opened up the last 2 games with interceptions on the opening drive, right? That's what they're going to do. Notre Dame. So they beat Notre Dame. That's about Notre Dame. You look at their schedule. Their schedule is shit. But because they're going to try to, because then they can fucking get Bain going. They got a safety who leads college football in interceptions. They're very, very talented in the defensive backfield. So that's what they're going to try to do. Now, what we saw Marcel Reed not be able to handle that.
Yeah.
He threw, but Marcel Reed has been in spot. We've talked about that. Marcel Reed is one of the most inconsistent college football quarterbacks out there. Julian Saint may be the same because every time he's played somebody with a pulse, he's throwing a fucking pick. I don't think so, though. We know Jeremiah and Cardinal Tate are going to be 100% healthy, supposedly, right? So I don't think that making Ohio State one-dimensional is going to be as dramatic as they think it is, right? Because Texas A&M likes to run the ball. They like to pound the ball. They like to pound the rock. Yeah. Ohio State doesn't really like to do that. Ohio State just doesn't because they have, they sprinkle it in.
They want to set up something,
Yeah, so I don't
think they didn't do it.
Yeah, so I don't think that Miami's ideal game plan is exactly playing into. It's kind of playing into Ohio State's strength, to be honest with you. If Julian Saint can do it, Julian Saint at some point is going to have to step up. He's going to have to step up. He's going to have to fucking make a play. But the Miami offense, it's been really disappointing. Carson Beck, he's a white, unathletic Marcel Reed. When he's on, he's fucking on. When he's on, he's better than Marcel Reed because when he's on, he is one of the best, if not the best quarterback in college football. When he's on fire and he's feeling himself, he will fucking dice you up. Yeah. But that never happens. That's like 4 games a year. I think he spent that. Right. But when he's bad, he's bad. When he threw like 4 picks against Louisville, like he's bad. Yeah. Like he really reaches. They got that freshman wide receiver, baby Jesus, or what to the Kadarius Toney's little brother.
Malachi Toney, yes.
Malachi Toney, yeah. That dude's legit. Legit. But is he a fucking game wrecker? Is he a game wrecker or is he just who they got? Right? Because it's like Cardell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, those dudes are fucking game wreckers, right? Wherever they go, they're number 1 wide receivers. Would Malachi Toney sniff the field at Ohio State? I don't know. So I'm not really worried about the offense. Mark Fletcher, he ran for 200 yards against Texas A&M. Well, that's the only game he's ever done that. Okay? Every fucking stat what you saw from Mark Fletcher, people are texting me, oh man, that Miami running back's good. First of all, I like Mark Fletcher. He was committed to Ohio State for 8 months before he decommitted to Miami. But Mark Fletcher, that was the best game he's ever fucking played. The chances of him duplicating that or hitting some kind of fucking Zeke Elliott, Cardale Jones fucking streak here, impossible. It's impossible. Yeah. So no, the Miami offense is if Carson Beck hits his stride, does what he does, it can be great. It can be dangerous, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I'm more concerned with Julian Saint and what he can do. If he can do what we think he can do, Ohio State will blow them the fuck out. I plan on betting on Ohio. I plan on putting money on Ohio State given 9.5. But you have to have questions about Julian Saint. You just fucking do, dude.
No, you're absolutely right. I think my big takeaways for this game is number one, you've got to protect Julian Sand. You know, like you said, he's thrown picks against any team that had, a pulse. At the same time, you got to protect him because guess what? Miami's defensive line has consensus All Americans at both defensive ends. Ruben Bain Jr. and Akeem Mesidor. They're both studs. And of course, you're
Yeah.
looking at an Ohio State offensive line. We haven't given them much love because it hadn't been earned. But Tegra Chabot was out this year or this week. You're going to see most likely at right guard is Gabe Van Sickle or Joshua Padilla. But it's can they keep him upright? And that's my big thing. Two, you've got to finish drives in the red zone. We've been talking about it all year. We're going to see the biggest takeaway you're going to get, I think, when it comes to Ryan Day now calling the plays. It's what does this red zone offense look like? I think that's where it's going to be the eye opener. Defensive side of the ball, like you said, Carson Beck. We've seen Carson Beck be elite. We've seen him, with Georgia be elite. We've seen him go nuts a couple games every season. Then he has some historical stinkers. It's the Buckeye defense making Carson Beck make mistakes because he's going to make them. You just got to make him make mistakes. The special teams. Go ahead.
If you can pressure Carson Beck, he will snowball. His mistakes snowball. He tries to catch up. He's like a gambler trying to chase his losses, right? I think Ohio State can do that. I think they can do that.
No, absolutely. I think both of these teams, they both, if they want to win, they're going to have to execute on special teams. We know Ohio State. We don't have to continue talking about Jaden Fields. I'm going to leave it alone. But mind you, field conditions were absolutely less than favorable for Miami's game versus Texas A&M. Their kicker Carter Davis went 1 for 4 when he was 14 of 16 during the regular season. It was an absolute bad show. And then, like I said, Malachi Toney, he's the biggest star on Miami's team. They like to get him involved any way they can, through the pass game, screen game, carrying the ball, what have you. But I agree. I think he would be the number 3 guy on this team. He would bump out, if that. It's just Smith and Tate. They need to outshine him, and it's not. Yeah, obviously, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, they are better players without question. One of them's the best receiver in the country. The other one's going to be one of the first receivers picked in the draft this year. It's just showing it on the field and results there. I'm taking the Bucks in this one. I don't think it's any damn surprise here. Will chimes in. Absolutely, they're going to take advantage of his height and rush up the middle. Quick hits, get the ball out. Hey, quick pass game. Absolutely, I'm with that, Will. Your homie Ryan says, can the D-line do anything? Ohio State's offensive line looks elite, like Rutgers. Yep. Hey, there's Ryan. There's no argument. You've got the 2 best defensive ends in the country on that defensive line. This is the best defensive line. Is this the best defensive line Ohio State's going to play all year? We were surprised.
I don't know.
We saw Indiana. We were surprised. Let's give Ryan some credence to this.
Listen. But all I'm going to say is, he's talking shit about Ohio State's schedule. Oh, yes, the likes of Rutgers and Purdue. Miami lost to Louisville. We need to fucking remind people. Miami did lose to fucking Louisville. Okay, the ACC champ lost to Tulane. Okay, so that doesn't, we do need to put some perspective on that. Okay, just to note it. But the Miami defensive line is great. We didn't even talk about Justin Scott. Justin Scott, another former Ohio State commit, who he was notorious for when he committed to Miami. It was a photo of him on top of a bag of cash. Remember that? A pile of cash or whatever. And he's played great. Played great. I don't know if Isadora is that great. I think Bain, the Hurricane, I think that guy is great. I think Justin Scott's great. But that's really all you need, right? Because they take the focus away, and that frees up your guy that might be subpar on the other side. Kind of like, was it Manny Lawson was on the other side of Mario Williams at North Carolina State, who lost like double-digit sacks and shit. George Selvey on the other side, Jason Pierre-Paul. That's a story as old as time. So whatever. But, yeah, it's a concern. It's a concern. The Ohio State defensive line is, Miami's offensive line ain't seen nothing like that either, though. Miami's offensive line ain't seen nothing like fucking Caden McDonald fat ass. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They ain't seen a Caleb Downs either. So I mean, they're I'm not gonna. Miami's a good team. Yeah, Miami is a good team. I'm not going to spend the whole time talking shit about them, but Ohio State. We talked about what they wanted to do against Texas A&M worked in their favor. What they're wanting to do against Ohio State, I don't think Ohio State cares. That's the difference. And I think if you get into a situation where it's awkward and coaching has to, like, a coach has to come up and do something different, my money's not going on Mario Cristobal to do that. Right.
No.
For as much shit as I talk about Ryan Day, or I have historically, I've talked way more shit about Mario fucking Cristobal, dude. Mario Cristobal almost did something fucking stupid against A&M. Of course, I mean, I guess it's debatable, but it was like 4th down, and he went for it instead of kick the field. The kickers will miss fucking 5 field goals, but still, like, it was a weird call. Like, he can't fucking coach a regular game without something stupid going on.
No, I absolutely hear that, man. And I think at the same time, you brought up the Buckeye defensive line. We watched all season long last year. We've got Jack Sawyer. Where's it coming? Then, of course, playoffs, it blew up. I think we talked a couple weeks ago. Hey, we're starting to see this emergence of Caden Curry. I'm here to tell you now. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a little stat line for the last season of Jack Sawyer and Caden Curry. 13 games played by Caden Curry, 16 by Jack Sawyer. Tackle for loss, Caden Curry's got him beat. He's got a 60 to 59. Or tackles, as it was. Tackles for loss, he's got him beat 16.5 to Jack Sawyer's 9. Sacks, Caden Curry's got 11 to Jack Sawyer's 9. And forced fumbles, he's got 1 already to Jack Sawyer's 3. But of course, we know one of them will go down all-time Buckeye lore. No, I think that Carson Beck he's going to get confused, and this is where you see Matt Patricia and that Buckeye defense show him or don't show him some stuff that's going to lead. He's in that room all week long and say, look at him get fooled by this. Look at him get fooled by this. Ryan Jimson, hey, Carson Beck threw 4 picks against Louisville, and they were down the entire game. Has to come out strong with some rush. I mean, that's always a factor, Ryan. I mean, Buckeyes have now sat for, was it 3 weeks now?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be okay. I guess it should be a concern because based off of statistically speaking, all we have is 1 year of data, and that 1 year of data shows that the time off is not fucking great. But because everybody that had the time off lost. But with that said, that includes Boise State getting outmatched by Penn State and Arizona State getting outmatched by Texas, right? Oregon losing to Ohio State was really the only upset, and Oregon already beat Ohio State. It's hard to beat a team twice, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know if that's fair. Miami's still going to get a week and a half off. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's where I'm being biased, where I don't think that the bye week is an issue, but maybe it is. The Carson Beck thing is fascinating, though, because I don't know if it's really him getting confused either. I mean, the dude has like 40 starts at quarterback. Like, I don't think he's an idiot. Like, they talked about him at the Texas A&M game where he was like helping assist calling plays and shit. That's how involved he is in the offense. So that tells you that maybe he's hard, but at the same time, Matt Patricia's defense coordinator. He should be able to confuse any college quarterback there is, right?
Agreed.
But I think Carson Beck's biggest issue is that it just snowballs. He just tries to chase, and when he does that, he forces shit to happen. But yeah, I mean, Matt Patricia's a different kind of defensive coordinator, so maybe he can confuse him. I don't know. I don't really know what the deal is with Carson Beck. He just looks like shit half the time he plays, and it's weird.
No, it's absolutely valid. Buckeyes, last I pulled the odds, 9.5-point favorites. Where are you at now?
Dude, I'm still taking Ohio State. I would take Ohio State. I have no problem taking Ohio State at 9.5. I would probably take them up to.
Is that still the line?
Yeah, that's the line. That line has not fucking moved. Yeah, Ryan, we talked about Mark Fletcher, but that was the only fucking time he's done that. That was Mark Fletcher's best game by far. So unless he has some kind of fucking Ezekiel Elliott run, I don't think he's going to be able to do that against Ohio State.
Let's not.
That's the best game he's ever had.
Well, it is. At the same time, he had to rush for what was like a 63-yard rush that last drive of the game too. The big one he broke.
I mean, he did. Yeah, but he did pound it because he had what 100. He had over 100 yards before he hit that run.
Right, but let's be
Right.
real.
So he was hammering
that
the fuck out.
that was a Miami team's playbook that definitely changed based on who they were playing, based on the environment, based on the weather as well.
Yeah, and he was feeling himself. He was
he was
feeling himself, dude. He fucking I don't know what happened. Well, he ate his Wheaties that morning, but that ain't Mark Fletcher. Mark Fletcher is a good running back. I know that he was flirting with entering the NFL draft, and he probably would be a middle round pick and have a fine NFL career. But to act like Mark Fletcher is, I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like everybody's just texting me about how good he is, and it's like, bro, like the guy was committed to. I know who he is. He was committed to Ohio State for 8 fucking months. Right. This is his 3rd year at Miami. This is the first time anybody's ever fucking texted me about this kid. He's all right. He's okay. You know what I mean? Like, he's okay. Like, is he better than Bo Jackson? Yeah. But is Bo Jackson going to be better than Mark Fletcher? Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's the kind of deal. That's the odds of him doing what he did or even coming close to that again are so insurmountable. I'm not fucking worried about it. I'm far more worried about Carson. My biggest concern would be Carson Beck, his balls dropping. Because Carson Beck can fucking sling it. We've seen Carson Beck have multiple games where he slings the bitch.
Very much. Last question. You're taking the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks. How many do we have? Is there a way that we can get LeBron at the game or something to combat all of the crazy antics that we're going to see Michael Irving doing on the sidelines?
Dude, he's fucking all goat. My buddy was at the Miami A&M game. He was on the sidelines with Miami, and he got to hug Michael Irving and Annabella Danger.
Whoa!
He's got a photo with both, dude. He sent it to me, yeah.
Dude, call it curtains, man. It's it. That's your peak. It's been a good life. Hang it up.
Right.
What do we predict the percentage of the fans will be?
I think Ohio State's going to have 75%.
They traveled well last year.
Well, the thing is, too,
it was Texas too. They traveled well last year.
The part that makes me question Ohio State's fan base is that how many of these games can they fucking pay for? Does that make sense?
Valid.
But the thing about Miami is like they were really good this year, and they never sold out not one fucking game at their own home stadium. So it's like how now you're expecting me to believe that they're going to fucking travel?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to believe that, but maybe because they've made it so far. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean,
maybe 75 is too much. Maybe 65.
Break it down a bit. You get these old heads that keep going on about this is a vengeance game for the national championship. Maybe they travel. Will chimes in. We saw Irving more than we saw Taylor Swift in the A&M game. I'm telling you, on all fours, just screaming, howling, shoving stuff up his ass, and like all kinds of stuff.
Coked up, bro.
I'm telling you. We've got Thursday, New Year's Day. We've got Oregon coming off their win against James Madison, obviously. Where a game against James Madison, they gave up 34 points.
Yeah, dude.
Versus Texas Tech. This is noon kickoff on ESPN. This is going to be the game right before the Rose Bowl. Last game we're going to talk about tonight. Oregon was a 2.5-point favorite when I pulled this. Josh, I don't know where it is now.
Yeah, still 2.5.
Still 2.5. Your thoughts about this game? I think this is the one that's got the most question marks amongst viewers.
So I'm taking Oregon. I think Oregon beats the shit out. I don't think Texas Tech has seen anybody on the fucking same fucking playing field as Oregon. Dude, they got the speed, they got the power. Oregon's offensive line has been slightly disappointing, which is a little scary because Texas Tech's defense has been their defensive line has been outstanding.
Their front six, man, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little concerning. It was also a little concerning that James Madison moved the ball so well. You know, Oregon did not put in their backups. So James Madison moved the fucking ball. You know what I mean?
They did.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I did not think that they would do that. So that's a little concerning. But I think Dante Moore is a fucking dude. You know, I think that they got a freshman running back that's a fucking dog. Their receivers, they got 3 dogs. I think that Oregon. I would take this up to 7. Maybe I would probably even take this up to 9.5, dude. I think Oregon smokes them.
I like you said, I was concerned because let's call it Oregon defense hadn't given up 34 points all season.
I know, dude.
They had the long layoff similar to last year. Dan Lanning tried to combat that, and they had that Friday night game, that simulated game they played to keep the guys fresh or what have you. And again, that defense gave up 34 points. You know, they had over 400, almost 500 yards of offense. They didn't turn the ball over.
Wow.
You know, James Madison didn't play a bad goddamn game. They just started it too goddamn late.
No, like Oregon looked like shit. Oregon's
defense looked bad.
Flat out. I mean, I don't know if Oregon looked like James Madison. James Madison just looked good. I don't know, dude. Okay. I'm going to bet on Oregon against Texas Tech. I'm 100% confident in that because I believe that James Madison looked better than Oregon looked like shit. That's what I'm going with. That's what
I dig with that. I vibe with that. They stepped up and they didn't have a no in their heart. They did, like I said, they moved the ball 34 points, didn't turn the ball over. They just started the game late.
Yep. Yep.
I think Oregon is more talented than Texas Tech.
100%.
I do think that their offense is better than Texas Tech's offense. I think that defensive front six for Texas Tech is very, very talented. It's what they can do. It's what they can do, stunts and this, that, and the third to confuse that offensive line because that is, I would think, kind of the Achilles heel for this Oregon team. Well, I say that and then fucking we just talked about them giving up 34 points to James Madison. Oregon's offense is better than Texas Tech's offense, and that's how I'm going on this one. I think that's it.
I like that.
That's it. That's just it for me. Hayden jumps in Big 12, bigger than Big 10. Texas Tech's free money. Ooh.
Someone said the other day, I was talking to somebody, and they're like, the Big 12 is way better than the Big 10. And they were being serious. And I was like, why would you say that? No, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that the Big 10 is better than the Big 12. I'm saying we don't know that. I think we had Ryan McIntyre on the show, and what did I say? I said we don't know. I think that I think that the Big 10 is better, but I think that the disparity between the conferences is so small, it's not enough for me to be a dick about. It's
Agreed.
not. It's because because Oregon could lose to Texas Tech. I think that the gap is that small. But they were like, well, if you take the Big 10 is just top heavy. If you take out their top three teams, the Big 12 is better. I'm like, well, then if you do that argument, you have to take out the top three teams for the Big 12 too. Like you can't.
Right.
Why would you? Dude, They were being legit. I'm like, what does that mean? You can't just fucking do that.
No, I agree wholeheartedly, Ryan. No, it is hard to tell. It is hard. It's hard because I'm here to say that I want to see the Big 10 go undefeated, but if I'm choosing an upset, and mind you, I bleed scarlet and gray, but if I'm choosing a Big 10 team to get upset or to get beat, it's between this game and the next game. I'm going to choose one.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose one. This one here, though, I think regardless of who's got a better offense, regardless of, obviously Texas Tech's defense looked like absolute dog shit. I think you're going to start seeing that Oregon pace and Texas Tech not sticking up with that pace. Can they do it for 4 quarters? And that's how I think Oregon's going to squeak out this game. I say this is a 31-34 kind of game. I'm going to take Oregon on this one.
Yeah, man, Dante Moore kind of got shit on this year because, like, Fernando Mendoza gets all the credit, and Julian Saint gets all the credit, and it's like, bro, like, Oregon's, like, receivers, he's got, like, they're, like, his two best receivers are true freshmen. Like, I don't know, man. It just Dante Moore slings that, dude. Like, when he runs, he looks scared. He runs like a puss, but when he's
absolutely,
he looks good when he throws it, dude.
Oh, I saw him last week, and I said, oh, that looks like a future New York Jet to me. So yeah.
Fucking
with that question, our last Big 10 game that is confirmed so far. Hopefully, it's not. We've got the granddaddy of them all. We've got the Rose Bowl. We've got Alabama at 9-3 coming off their victory the last week. And was it last week? The weeks are blurring together to me.
I know, dude. So fucking.
And we've got Indiana 13-0, Big 10 champions. I pulled this. Indiana's favored by 6.5 points. Josh, I don't know what it is now.
It's gone up to 7, but I mean,
It's gone up to 7.
Right? I'm sure you can get 6.5 in some books. Dude, call me crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but if you would have told me 10 years ago Indiana would be favored by 7 points against Alabama, fuck, dude.
Lost my mind. Well,
And I'm gonna carry that attitude right now, dude. I'm taking the Alabama, bro. What the fuck are like? That is, that is. So
I'm so glad you said this because, like, it was kind of my precursor to this. I've got to pick one of these Big Ten teams to go down, and I'm going to pick Indiana.
Dude.
It's hard because, again, there's so many storylines in this game, and you're going to hear Fowler and Herbstreit go on and on about it. It's going to be, well, here's a picture of Cignetti when he was with Alabama, and here's a picture of Kalen DeBoer when he was Indiana, and it's all this, and it's going to be the David and Goliath. It's going to be the losingest team in college football against a perennial powerhouse, and I think Alabama didn't look good, but at the same time,
Dude.
they pulled their head out of their ass and ripped off 27 straight points. They're a team that I said, going into conference championship week, they're a team that was, leaking oil, and they got dog walked by Georgia without question. But I still, and I'm not going to sit here, and I'm not going to split hairs, and I'm not going to sit here and say this could have changed, this could have happened. Indiana played lights out. They played the best brand of Indiana football they've ever played, beating Ohio State, without question.
Yeah.
They played the best brand that you could ever imagine out of Indiana defense when they played Ohio State. I don't think they have. I think this is a stage, and again, they got the Big Ten championship in Indianapolis. I'm not going to fucking sit here and fall back on that. They beat the Buckeyes without question. End of story. But the stage it's too much at too soon for this team. And we can say what we want about Fernando Mendoza. You can say about how lackluster the Heisman is. You could say that he threw 27 of his 33 touchdowns against Kennesaw State and Purdue and Rutgers and Indiana State. I think this is too much for them, and I'm gonna take Alabama, man. I'm gonna go with what feels right. I'm gonna take Alabama.
I think Indiana's good. My handicap is less about Indiana. It's more just like Alabama over. There feels, first of all, there always feels like every year there's like a team of destiny or a team that far exceeds the expectations that we have.
Yeah,
Alabama flat out did not deserve to be in this playoffs.
Yes,
flat out had the worst loss of any fucking team in the playoff, including James Madison and anybody when they lost to Florida State. Flat the fuck out. But it feels like it always happens that way. First of all. Second of all, they are good. They're talented. Let's not act like they're not talented.
No.
The problem is that they're one-dimensional, right? But when they showed the adversity against Oklahoma and just fucking curb stomped them to get that win, dude, that just feels like the team of destiny a little bit, bro. The only issue that I have is that they are one-dimensional.
Yeah, very much so.
So if you only have to worry about stopping one thing, that makes your life a lot easier. So I can see that being an issue for sure for Alabama because they flat out can't run the fucking ball. They flat out can't. They've tried, they failed, they haven't been able to do it all year long, and they're damn sure not going to be able to do against Indiana. So they're going to have to once again rely on the arm of Ty Simpson to do that, which I think they can. But yeah, giving me the 7 points, maybe they don't win it, but damn, that's a lot of points. I'm taking Alabama.
No, I'm going to take Alabama in this one as well. Just like Will said as well. Indiana played their best game. They played defensively their best game, but can they do it twice? And can their offense score more than 13 points? Because they're going to have to score more than 13 points to put away Alabama. They're going to have to.
I don't know. I don't know. Alabama's a weird team. They're just one. It could be a shootout or it could be Alabama does. That's the problem with when you saw Alabama do against Georgia. When you stop the one thing that they do, they're done, right? And Indiana has a great defensive backfield. Indiana maybe has the second best, third best defensive backfield in all of college football. I mean, they got 3 dudes that are going to go to the NFL.
Agreed.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility of them just fucking shutting it down. I don't think that they do, but it would not. It would not. So it feels like it's either going to be 42-35 Alabama wins or 21-0 Indiana wins. Like it does feel it feels weird. It feels like a weird thing could happen.
No, I agree. Major Cam said there will be one Big Ten upset. It won't be any. I agree. There's going to be a Big Ten upset somewhere. I don't think all three of these teams are getting through. Kevin Riley being healthy could aid Alabama's ground game a little bit. I don't think the Grub cares about the rushing attack. It's hard to put my finger on that rushing attack.
They get pushed around. I mean, even guys like Caden Proctor, they're getting pushed around. There's multiple games where they've got anytime they played a team with the pulse, they've gotten dominated in the trenches. I mean, he may not care about the run game, but it's like Ohio State, right? We talked about against Miami, where it's like Miami's always makes it a point to stop the run game first because they want to make them one-dimensional through the air. And I don't think Ohio State cares, right? Alabama wouldn't care either. But the problem is that you have to try to stop Ohio State's run game. It's not a great run game, but you have to try. It's there. It's consistent. Alabama's run game is not fucking existent, dude. It doesn't take a whole lot of resistance to fucking just shut it the complete. Ty Simpson put so much of this offense on his back, dude. That's another guy who probably didn't get enough credit this year. He had like one bad game, and that seems to be what everybody's clinging to dismiss him. And I kind of disagree with that. Alabama, listen, I took Alabama. I'm blind squirrel. So I'm with you. It does have to be said. Signetti's a really smart guy.
No, absolutely.
He's maybe the best. He's probably the best coach in college football. And you're giving him a team that can't fucking do half what you have to do.
Yeah, no. I mean, can Indiana win this game? Absolutely. But if you're going to give Indiana 7, I'm going to take Alabama on this one. And you're absolutely right. Snetty's a smart dude. You're 50% of your playbooks out the window because you can't run the ball. And we saw a defensive front from Indiana step up this season and play very, very well.
It's a very good defensive front. Yeah.
A good example of the Big Ten, the SEC eternal debate. Understood. Yeah. Good call, Josh. At least you have to keep the defense honest by running the ball sometimes. Absolutely. You got to keep them honest. Also, you got to open up the pass game with the run game as well.
Yeah.
Second round of the playoffs are awesome. You need to fix the first round, make it perfect. Hey, we're talking about a second round this year that's going to be a lot better than the product we saw on the field last year, Will.
There's going to be blowouts and everything, man. A wise man told me their ideal playoffs, and I kind of was like, what? My dad and I were bitching about the playoffs, and he came up with this idea, and I was shocked that he even came up with it. He was like 16 teams, get rid of the bye weeks, have the 4 top-ranked G5 champions, right? Mm-hmm. That plays your top 4 seeds. So the top 4 seeds basically get a bye week. So we get the top seeds still get their bye week. The top seeds get their home game that we're missing out on because we all love the home game. That's one of the worst parts of the playoffs. And the people that like the G5 still get the G5, but the people that don't like the G5 still get 12 fucking teams, right? This year you would have got your Notre Dame and your who was the other team? We always BYU.
Yeah. Mendoza reminds me of the guy from Stranger Things. Which one? He might be the guy from Stranger Things. This kid's so fucking old now.
Right. The one that's not gay, right?
The not gay one. Okay. Speaking of the old wise man, is Papa Keatley going to make an appearance in this game? Did he get?
Yeah, dude, he got his tickets, bro.
He got his tickets. Oh shit!
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna be there.
We got some skin in the game and some representation. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. That is the next 3 days of Big Ten football, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an absolutely chock full slate of Big Ten football. We get 2 tomorrow. We get 5 on Wednesday, and then we get the 2 other big ones on Thursday, New Year's Day. Josh, do you any New Year's Day traditions when it comes to college football watching?
Dude, I watch as much college. I watched so much college football this year, dude. College football's been a safe haven for me watching my son grow.
Hell yeah. No, I got some I'm gonna fire up the Ohio State grill, throw some chicken wings on for the Buckeye game. But of course, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, wife always does the pork and sauerkraut for good luck. You ever hear that shit? My mother did it too when I was a kid.
He took.
Is that a thing?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe so. Dude, I gotta get out of here, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay. Each and every one of y'all, we appreciate you. We'll be back, hopefully talking about a Buckeye win in the next round of the playoffs. If not, we'll talk about a season recap. Each and every one of y'all, have an awesome evening, everyone. Thank you, Blind Squirrel. Please come back again as well. Major Cam, Ryan, I know you're a buddy of Josh Cocaine's. Hey, I hope to watch a very entertaining game. No one wants to watch a blowout on either side. Well, I mean, you might want to. Who knows? Will, thank you. I hope each and every one of you had a Merry Christmas and have a happy holiday going into the new year. Hope to see you guys back next week. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Josh will get this uploaded to Spotify. Jump on the YouTube. Leave us a comment. We reply to each and every one of them. We appreciate each and every one of you, of course. As always, go Bucks.